Welcome to The Author Show, where we feature new authors and books, from fiction to self-help and everything in between. You'll find it all at theauthorshow.com. That's theauthorshow.com. And now let the show begin.
Hi, this is Linda Thompson, your host for The Author Show. Joining us today from the UK is author Ellen Frazer-Jameson. She's a multi-talented professional who has been a BBC broadcaster, a theatrical director and performer, a life coach and trainer, now an author, and in her spare time, she dances Argentine tango. In her latest book, Love Kills with a Kiss, she finishes her Love Trilogy. I'm really eager to get this show started, so Ellen, welcome to The Author Show.
Thank you, Linda. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Ellen, will you please give us a quick overview of Love Kills with a Kiss?
Yeah, this, as you said, Linda, is actually the third in the trilogy. And it started back in London with my heroine, who had had a very disturbed background and had to leave London. As it happened, she went to Spain, which is a place I'm familiar with, and there she fell in love with a flamenco dancer. That relationship has pursued her through many, many lifetimes now. And I don't mean as in time traveling, but simply every time that Julianne gets her act together, becomes more successful, she's a fashion model, she's a brand ambassador, this Romero shows up again. And this time we're in the end of the trilogy, and I'm really hoping she gets to live happily ever after.
Well, you say this is the end of the trilogy. What are the titles of the other two books?
The first one was Love Mother, Love Daughter, where Julianne and her daughter both fell in love with this particular devastatingly handsome flamenco guitarist. The second book was called Love Refuses to Die, where she actually encounters Romero, having thought that he had already previously returned to another country where he had come from. And the third one is Love Kills with a Kiss. So we're totally on the love theme, and the pain and heartache of just pursuing that obsession with one particular man is quite heartbreaking.
Was there anything specific that served as the inspiration for your storyline in Love Kills with a Kiss?
Yes, there was actually, and it all started with a little scarlet brooch that I found in a jewel box belonging to a family member of mine, who wasn't a lady who particularly went in for very fancy jewelry, but this was a beautiful scarlet brooch with diamonds on it. And I began to wonder what was the story behind it. And the whole brooch seemed to come to life and talk to me about its life of love and heartbreak and pain. And that's kind of the way it happens for authors a lot of the time, I think. And I just pursued this particular story until we get to the trilogy, which I really hope is the end of it, because it's been quite a painful journey for me as well.
Were you thinking of any specific type of reader while writing your books?
Yes, absolutely. Women like me, who we're not so much into the chick lit, but really romance still burns brightly in our souls. And the thought of this wonderful aspirational lifestyle, the book has been compared to the kind of Jackie Collins, that kind of glamorous, gold-plated, privileged, and yet still with the heartache that tends to follow every love relationship, I think. And so women like me who've been there, who felt it, and who want to read a book that makes them think and also gives them a good emotional connection to the protagonist, the hero in the book, who is a very, very competent, grown-up, mature kind of lady. But boy, she still gets seduced all the time and makes bad decisions with her life, you know.
Your trilogy consists of 3 books. This is the last one. Could I pick up the third book without having read the other 2 and consider it and view it as a standalone?
Yes, absolutely, Linda. That was very important. There are odd little backstories put in there so that we know where the story is coming from, what the narrative is. But you don't want to overload it. This is a totally new story, a new direction, new people, but the characters remain the same throughout the book. And readers really seem to like that very much once they have began to develop an empathy with a particular character. And this character, she's such a strong woman. One of the things that she did in the midst of an earlier heartbreak was to open a boutique called La Dama Escarlata, which in Spain is the Scarlet Woman, and raised a few eyebrows. So she's not someone who takes life lying down. She's out there fighting for it, and it would have been a real shame if she hadn't have been able to go on doing that in more than one book, you know.
Is Love Kills with a Kiss similar to anything else we may have read?
Yes, I think, as I said, the kind of Jackie Collins books are very much that. We have revenge, we have the kind of the archetypal female who is so powerful on her own and yet is easily seduced by a man. So I think that the romance genre is very much what this book is about. But as I say, slightly mature. I just like women who are intelligent, you know.
Is your protagonist, Julianne Moore, and your other characters modeled after anyone you know?
I think that always the character becomes a little bit of several different people, and Julianne certainly started off as being based on the kind of woman that I saw so much when I was a working journalist. Very powerful women who had been successful in their careers, and I couldn't really put her name on it, but sometimes I think of her like a kind of Princess Diana character, because she's tall and beautiful and blonde and the world loves her, but still she has the heartache. And Princess Diana was very much somebody who the world loved, and her husband went off and had an affair with another woman. So, I mean, how deep does that pain go in people? And one of the things that people have said to me about the book is that very often it touches deep parts in them that they have tried to cover up over the years of that betrayal, of maybe a relationship that they allowed to be put together again because of home and family and children. But the deep, deep heartache is still there. And so I think that women very often are allowed to express themselves through these books and this kind of character, this very strong character.
Is Love Kills with a Kiss really the end of Julianne's story? Because it sounds to me like she's got a lot more to tell.
I know. I'm actually leaving for Spain in a day or two, and this is where a lot of her recent life has been. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if one night when I'm just in a very peaceful place, suddenly she comes to me and whispers a new storyline. I'd be delighted.
In my introduction, I named off a few of the things that's on your resume. With all you have going on, how do you find time to write?
I'm a very, very disciplined writer, actually, Linda. I get up every morning and I write for 4 hours, and I don't allow myself to leave the computer until I've written 2,000 words every day. So that's my discipline, and the books are very much focused. I plot them out. I'm not a just go by and let the characters do what they want. The book is plotted before I even sit down.
Interesting. So what is it about Love Kills with a Kiss that makes it stand out in a crowd?
I think that what makes it stand out is the strength of the female character and the solutions, the resolutions to heartache. Heartache, we've all been through that. We've all been through pain. But the exotic travel, I think, is always exciting. The aspirational life, the fashion, there's a lot of fashion in it. There's a lot of celebrity, those kind of things which we're all kind of into this new pop culture. And Julianne is up there with all of the celebs. And I think that what makes it stand out, I'd like to say it's written by a journalist. I've used references to William Shakespeare in it, and that brings me to a literary fiction place that makes me feel proud of who she is and what she does and the characters in the book and the other characters and the excitement and the adventures,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, is there a message in Love Kills with a Kiss that you'd like your readers to remember?
Yes, that whatever happens to you, don't give up and wear the high heels.
Will you share with us an excerpt from Love Kills with a Kiss?
I'd love to, yes, thank you. This is from a chapter called Till Death Do Us Part. Night terrors had awoken Julianne yet again. Dreams she could barely remember disturbed her sleep with a lie. The desperate need to escape was a recurring theme, and she had vague memories of the hopelessness of long, frightened runs through abandoned and hostile landscapes. The feeling of being pursued had been with her as long as she could remember. On awakening, her entire body drenched in perspiration, she was trapped in a soundless scream as she struggled to break free. No matter how calm she appeared on the outside, in reality she was like a swan, serene on the surface, paddling frantically out of sight under the water. The 2 o'clock terror snapped her into consciousness as she heard the phone ring somewhere in the distance. Phone calls in the middle of the night rarely bring good news. "This is Anastasia," said the frantic female on the end of the phone. "I need your help." "Anastasia," said Julianne, happy to hear her voice. "I'm so glad to hear from you. You're a real woman of mystery. Where did you disappear to?" The model did not answer or apologize, but instead offered an explanation. "Livor and I are together again. He said he couldn't live without me." Her tone was serious. "I did not want to, but he persuaded me to come back to Moscow. That is where I am now." Julianne was concerned. "Are you okay?" she asked. Anastasia did not reply for several moments. Then in a small voice she agreed. "Yes, I am okay, but I need your help." "Tell me what you need," said Julianne, "and if I can, I will. By the way, you do realize it's 2 o'clock in the morning here?" Now Anastasia apologized. "I'm so sorry," she said. "I have a request for you. Can you come to Moscow?" Julianne almost dropped the phone. "Did I hear you right?" she said. "You want me to come to Moscow? When? Why? What for?" The line was bad, and Julianne strained to hear the answer. "Anastasia, are you there? My dear, I think you're asking too much." "There is a happy reason," said Anastasia, though her voice did not reflect her words. "Livor and I are to be married, and I want you to be the mother of the brides." Taken by surprise, Julianne could think of 100 good reasons to say no. Instead, she asked, "When?" "Next week," said the bride-to-be. Julianne laughed. "You're kidding. I've got a business to run, obligations, family. But most important of all, that doesn't give me any time to get a new outfit."
Oh, wow. So tell me, where can we learn more about you, about your other books, and most of all, where can we purchase Love Kills with a Kiss?
Linda, my book is available on all major online retail stores, and you can also find out about the book and myself at my website, which is FrazerJameson.com. That's FrazerJameson.com.
And will you spell out your website for us?
Sure, it's Ellen, Ellen, Frazer, Frazer, Jameson, JAMESON.com. EllenFrazerJameson.com.
Ellen, it's been a real delight to talk with you today. I really appreciate your taking time to share Julianne's story with us. Will you please consider coming back to visit with us again when you release your next book?
Would absolutely love to. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for talking to me today.
There's nothing like a great review to close a show, and here's one that fits perfectly. Love Kills with a Kiss is such a good follow-up to Love Refuses to Die. I certainly don't want it to be the last one in the series. The glamour, fashion, and insights to the pop world and the jet-set travel takes me along on a thrilling journey. When I read one of Ellen Frazer-Jameson's books, I felt like I saw the movie. That's how well she sets the scenes. And I thank you for listening. Please visit theauthourshow.com to listen to other featured authors. These interviews are available to book buyers worldwide on demand every day, 24/7. And for those who like audiobooks, please check out our audiobook store at theaudiobookmarket.com. If you have written a book and would like to be a guest on the show, visit theauthourshow.com, complete the interview request form, and we will contact you shortly thereafter. The Author Show is a great way to market your book by getting in front of your target audience with a high-quality interview that will make a real impact. Please visit us again as we continue to bring you very, very interesting books and really wonderful authors on The Author Show.
Thanks for listening to The Author Show. Find out more about authors and their work at theauthourshow.com. Theauthourshow.com. Tune in next time to another great author on The Author Show.